everything we're going to say, whether you mean it nice or a joke, or whether you mean to tell the joke, to deconstruct it. People will take 20 seconds from this and we will all go and join Taboo Bester.
This is the most politically incorrect thing that we've ever done in our lives. A lot of people are racist and you say, oh, you blacks are typically like this or whatever.
Yeah.
But we are not good in our stereotypes. So today we want to lay all the stereotypes on the floor and talk about some of them. Welcome back to Yo Ma's Dialogue. This is an opportunity where three friends talk about issues that is typically not necessarily always talked about in the country, or maybe it is. The point is we are having a conversation about certain things that might be a little bit taboo, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. As is our custom, we want to just thank our sponsor, and this time we are actually sponsoring, or yeah, we are sponsored.
We are sponsoring ourselves.
We're sponsoring ourselves. So we made this T-shirt. I'm not sure if we've ever showed it in any of our previous episodes, but it's the not USA but USA T-shirt that we started last year when we got our refugee status in Tate Trevor. We are a special people as Afrikaners. And
when we became Afro-American.
When we became Afro-Americans, exactly. So this is the this is the T-shirt. You can actually buy this T-shirt.
Yeah, there's a link.
Yeah, tell us more about the link, or we can maybe just point.
You get data first.
Yeah.
You get data, you put it on your phone, and then you click there. Not there. Last time someone clicked there, it was a big problem. You just click there, and then you buy the shirt.
Exactly. Okay.
This is the Epstein edition.
All right. So listen, speaking of Epstein, speaking of USA, there are certain stereotypes that I want to try and flesh out today. So today's podcast is going to be cancelled from the beginning. The YouTube algorithm is going to go crazy, and is going to block us because this is the most politically incorrect thing that we've ever done in our lives. Okay?
And this will be the first time we ever done it. No South Africans has ever been politically incorrect.
Well, we are going to teach people how to be good racists, how to do racism well.
Yeah, you can be politically incorrect, but today we are just going to be actually incorrect, like ethically incorrect.
Ethically incorrect.
Never mind politically. We are going to be just bad.
But we're going to be good at being bad. So in other words, a lot of people are racist and you say, oh, you blacks are typically like this or whatever.
Yeah.
But we are not good in our stereotypes. So today we want to lay all the stereotypes on the floor and talk about some of them. A lot of it is tongue-in-cheek. A lot of it is just having fun and laughing at ourselves. Some of it, there's some truth behind, and we can maybe unpack that as well. I want to make one more comment, and that is that...
so why are you looking at me? Because I'm black.
I want to make another comment about
sensitive viewers must just switch off now.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about why Trevor was late.
Me?
Why Johan is badly dressed. It's going to be carnage today. So if you're not into this type of thing, just switch off.
No, that's good advice. So
just switch off.
It's not being mean, but go away. So the other thing as well is that there's a new series. It's in Afrikaans. It's called Die Kantoor, and it's a remake of The Office in America. And I think it's very, very well done. But it is absolutely dividing people. So you've got one half saying this is the trashiest, most horrible thing. How is this allowed to be aired? And other people saying it is just brilliant. Now I'm on the side of brilliance, but what is exciting about it is that it is really delving into some of these stereotypes, some of these let's call it racism. And you've got the protagonist of the story who's like an idiot. And he makes a lot of these racist comments, but they're also commenting on the guy. So nobody thinks, oh, that must be true. they think this guy is so clueless about social cues and what you are allowed to say and not allowed to say, which is why I think they get away with it. But I am of the firm belief that if we laugh at ourselves and if we look at ourselves through the eyes of others, then there's actually something to be learned there. Sometimes you can just laugh it off and say that is silly, but sometimes there's something to be learned there, and it enriches the environment in which we live. So today we're not being colorblind. Today we are being color filtered like mad. All right.
Do you know? Just to interrupt you, what I like is that we do this at the background of the president of the USA after he released that clip of Obama and the president of Obama and
yeah,
well,
you see,
you're talking about the monkeys, and that whole story. He didn't
yeah.
release it, Trevor. It was his staffer. He's totally innocent and pure.
Oh yeah. He wouldn't do. We know he wouldn't do that.
So just to fact check you.
But there is a difference between sort of eugenics, racial myth that was pushed for a while, saying that black people evolved from primates. For me, there's a difference because that is not politically incorrect. That's not playful. That is straight up racism.
Sorry, that racism doesn't say black people evolved from that. It says we evolved from it. And it says black people haven't evolved.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So whatever the case may be, it's very
insulting.
It's problematic. It's insulting. For me, there's no fun to be had there actually. But where there is some fun is let's start with the Afrikaners. Okay, we're going to be the biggest.
No, let's start with blacks.
No.
Let's start with English.
Let's start
English
with
are
the
not yet.
colours. It's fine.
English are not yet.
Let's meet each other in the middle.
Let's meet each other halfway and start with the Indians.
Okay.
Great point.
Okay, you want to start with the Indians? No. Listen.
I just want to say we are so stupid for recording this because everything we're going to say, whether you mean it nice or a joke, or whether you mean to tell the joke, to deconstruct it, people will take 20 seconds from this and we will all go and join Taboo Bester in Godimampuru like 100 times. So let's have this chat and not share the video ever.
Okay,
because,
and then
everything I want to say now is going to get me in trouble. But I grew up in Natal with all the Indians, and I really struggled to learn to count because my mom tried to let me count, and then the Indians were just counting, and while they're making money, they count 199, 299, 399, 499, 599.
And your mom taught you 1, 2, 3,
exactly.
1, 2, 3.
But
so in other words, so that's the first one. Like that's how Indian people learn how to count: 199, 299, 399. I'm not sure if you knew that, Trevor.
No.
I just wanted to say to all those Indian lawyers watching, it was Skolt who said that. I want to start with the Afrikaner because I didn't realize some of the ways in which we were seen. Before I saw it through the eyes of many black people. So what are some of the stereotypes that you guys typically associate with the Afrikaner?
Yeah, I think that they don't like us. And then when you meet an Afrikaner who likes you, who loves black people, we are like shocked. And then later you realize that maybe that one is a serious one, but maybe to go to a lighter one. They don't know how to dance.
No.
You don't know how to dance.
No, man, listen.
That is too serious.
Don't use the D word. Don't use the D word around me, Baba. But
have you been to Stoetbal?
so the racism one, I think we can go there. Like there is this, but there's almost something positive about it, Trevor, and that is that they don't hide their racism.
Yes. Yes. When the Afrikaner doesn't like you,
you know it.
You know. Unlike the English, I'm not sure whether we're going to talk about English, but Afrikaners, you know where you stand with them. And then they even make a policy. They even put it on the paper. It becomes a law. And they have a name for it. It's called apartheid.
No, friendly neighborliness, man.
No, listen, but you're so right. And we used to be shy about what we are, but it's changing because our other podcast and episode is going to be about Groenewald. And that's the thing. His Groenewald is not perfect, but he's honest.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, are you happy about all the black people going to vote for you? No, I don't want your vote. Are you going to campaign in the township? No, I'm campaigning for the Afrikaner. And then more black people will vote for him because of that.
Yeah.
Because unlike the DA, he's honest.
Yeah.
So that honesty and rudeness and the blikbeker and the blikbord, if you just stick to it, eventually someone's going to respect you for your honesty.
Yeah.
And not trying to cover up.
Yeah.
But the Afrikaners,
right, that is the other one.
But Afrikaners, they can still hate you and love you in quotes at the same time. Like they'll take the captain of rugby.
Yeah,
not the captain, is it captain?
Depends who you want to talk about.
Yeah, and then they say, oh, and I remember when they came to Soweto and at the Orlando Stadium, and then some of these Afrikaners were walking in the street. You remember that some years ago? And they say, oh, we love black people. We are a great country. And he's the same guy, the same people.
Can I share a story about
confusing,
that?
Yeah.
So there's a guy. I mean, there are so many Johans, so I'm not incriminating him.
Johan and Kobus, then it's about half of us.
Yeah. So there's this guy, Johan, and he was one of the parents when I grew up playing rugby. His kid was in the team as well, and we would be driving on to a game somewhere, and he would be looking at the potholes or looking at a policeman or whatever, and he was just throwing the K word and just making one racist comment after the next and whatever. So eventually I moved to the front of the bus. I say, Johan, you can't speak like that. JP Mfuta is sitting here. The best kid in our team is black, and you can't use these words. And he is like, hey, where's JP? Come here. And he's got JP here. This is mine. This is my. And he even used the K word. He said, this is my K word.
This
okay?
Yeah.
Now that's problematic according to any definition.
Yeah, because it's not his.
Next moment, we're in a swimming pool. JP can't swim.
The
same guy. Hours and hours in the swimming pool teaching JP how to swim. Moment 3, we play against...
this is a true story.
True story. We play against this other team, and they are sort of even more racist than we are, the school. And this kid is running circles through them, this JP, scoring try after try after try. And one of the other kids, the opposing team's parents, are using the K word. Because they're very frustrated and because of JP's try-scoring abilities and whatever. And this Johan, who's been using the K word all the way to the game, is infuriated. You will not speak like that! And you will not use that word!
Because it's mine.
So it's this bizarre overlap, lines crossing all over the place. But the other thing... that I am slightly offended about is our fashion sense that has been scrutinized.
I mean, even now, look the way he's even the color coordination.
Yeah, it's shocking.
The dress, I almost said the dress.
No, Afrikaners can't dress, and we go to the mall barefoot, and I've noticed black people are really not impressed by that.
Yeah, I mean, look at the color of the trouser and the t-shirt today.
Like on the barefoot thing, I'm not sure if we can if we have the technology for this, but probably the most Afrikaner.
Exactly.
Maybe the most Afrikaner bit about me is my heels.
At that.
Nee, sis man.
So that's
nee, sis.
And it's not like you did this because you were going to talk about this. It's just you like always dress like that. You remember we went to Bloemfontein and then he didn't have clothes. And I had to take out of my money. You remember I had to buy you clothes.
Thanks for
that. I mean, that's not a joke. Remember?
Yeah. No, I'm still grateful.
But why do we have such a bad fashion sense and bad at dancing? I don't understand. How come you haven't stolen all our women yet if we're so bad at all these things?
No, but
where does it come from?
But some of your women, they're starting to dance.
I've seen, and it's very problematic.
Yeah. We need to put an end to that immediately. But I think part of the Afrikaner message that we tell ourselves is that we are rough. Like that's how I try to teach my kids. I have to raise them like you're tough. Don't do that.
Black people will say we are aggressive and violent.
Yeah.
Just in posture, and we don't think we are.
Yeah.
Because we haven't beaten up anyone. But the way we speak, the hard handshake, the rudeness. We come across as aggressive. Even the nice ones.
Yeah,
That's
even
not
when
aggressive.
when they hold their
So I
hand.
get that a lot, and I'm such a soft, cute guy.
Very.
And then some
cuddly.
people will say I'm still aggressive, and what? Yeah, that is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
weird. But is that stereotype true? Would black people in general say that Afrikaners as a whole,
Yeah.
we are aggressive and violent?
Violent and then tough. And then
The tough we like, but the violent and aggressive, we thought
Ah.
But
that's
I teach when Loki greets you.
Like
I say,
in the way
I say, hurt his hand.
yeah.
Look him in the eye.
Yeah.
So Loki is 5 years old, and his job is, but when he greets the white guy, I say, no, go easy on him. But this black guy, no,
That's
but
racism. Yeah.
you have to really squeeze, and you have to look him in the eye, and you have to say hello to him. So I guess there is something there that
I
we
mean,
didn't
even
know.
the word donor.
Donderdag.
And then you have a day during the week. One of the days during the week is called Donderdag.
Yeah, whether we like to or not, we have to go beat up somebody on that day.
But explain. I mean, I've never had a chance to.
Why
for someone to
Donderdag is
explain.
Donderdag?
Donderdag. Is it the same word
No,
or what?
No,
during
it's
apartheid,
just coincidence.
During apartheid, there was only allowed to be mixing on Thursdays, so we started calling it Donderdag.
No, without a joke. It's just coincidence.
No, it's thunder, god of thunder. It's like pagan.
Because
okay.
Donderweer is thunder.
Oh, okay.
Monday is the god of the moon. I think it's something dodgy like that, but no, it's got nothing to do with us beating each other up.
The biggest stereotype I've come across for Afrikaners, and I'm totally part of that, is we love dogs. And the critical one, like all these jokes, like we say it's jokes, but we don't even laugh that much anymore because the jokes go beyond jokes.
Yeah.
So it just becomes, some of it becomes truths, and then obviously not all of them. Like Afrikaners love dogs a lot. So what I've heard from black friends is they say, remember when there's an Afrikaner around, never kick the dog.
Yeah.
When they're not there, you can kick the hell out of the dog.
And then
but when there's Afrikaner, don't kick the dog. And then it goes over to these things that's not jokes, but it happens, is the farmer is in the bakkie with the dog sitting in front.
And the black pen in
and
the
it's
back.
raining and the black people are sitting on the back
Yeah.
of the bakkie. But the dog at least is dry, and we love the dog. So that one I laugh at halfway, but in my house, at least I don't have medical aid for my dogs like other people. That's where I draw the line.
But I associate that more with
what-
English.
No, we're not saying you are the dog, but the love of dogs, like my dogs are in the house.
You love animals.
They even snore.
You guys love animals.
Yeah.
You love Africa than you love Africans.
Yeah, like the rhinos. You're going now over to animals in general.
Yes, I'm just saying, you would, like on holidays, you claim to be Christians.
Our dogs
Christian
go with
holidays,
us.
you go, all of you don't go to church, like Easter. We can see all of you get into your trucks, go into Kruger National Park during Easter, and yet you guys are calling yourself Christians. That's
churches-
another
Our
stuff.
churches are empty.
No, we're going
Empty.
into the creation. That's the excuse
Yeah,
we
we're
use.
going to.
Yeah, but you don't love Africans, the black Africans, but you
Yeah.
love.
And we have a stereotype about black people that
Yes.
think you can't take care of
Yeah.
dogs. So I would never
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
a dog in a black house.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
that thing.
It's kind of true as well.
Yeah.
I really
Except-
don't want to be a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
In a White House, to be fair, I don't want to be a dog there either.
Why?
But I extra.
I'd love to be a dog in my own house.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay, but listen, we
Yeah, but about black people and the dogs, generally, we black people, generally.
yeah.
Inja, yeah. Like when we insult you, maybe the same in every culture where you, except the black American, when they
They
say,
love it. They
say,
appropriate.
they
Yo,
usually
dog.
say you're a dog, you know.
Yeah.
It's now turning in the township, young people say, we in Jabab, like meaning you are a.
Okay, but I want to. I mean, I feel very exposed as an Afrikaner now, so I want to talk about the English. Very quickly.
You're done now with Afrikaners.
I'm
Basically, we
done.
dress bad, we dance bad, and we love dogs.
Yeah, that's a good.
No, but
summary.
also don't
we dress
forget.
back and we're racist and we are upfront. We are what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Okay, so the English stereotype. Maybe you must tell me as a black, like what I found that's interesting is that you guys hate the English whites more than the Afrikaner whites.
Yeah, though it's subtle. I think we, like as you said, I think we find them very hypocritical. they will say something else with us, and then behind the scene, they will work against us. Whereas the Afrikaner is straight, So and then they want to give the impression that they are not responsible for the whole apartheid and all, when actually they are the founders of apartheid. The Afrikaner, they just made it, they purified it, they make it perfect.
We are just
and all
the victims of the English.
There's a story, I believed it the first time, but then the third time I heard it from a black person, I thought maybe it's more like a myth or a folklore. But they'll say the Afrikaner gives you the tin mug to drink coffee out of because it's a mug for black people, and you drink.
And
but
I had that experience.
Yeah. And the English give you the tea in the fancy cup. But then in all three of the stories of close people I know personally, they all say they were given tea from the fancy cup of the English. But then after leaving, the domestic informed them they had to break that cup.
Yeah,
so that it's not used. Have you ever heard this?
No.
I've heard 3 different people tell me this story.
It must be true. Black people, we don't lie. You know that we tell the truth.
Of course, unless you're in politics.
Yeah, but the English, just to be vulnerable. I struggle with a lot of English people. Even the
this is a safe space term.
Even the UK or the Western world, they come across that they are the ones who are champions of democracy, freedom of speech, civilized, and all that. When actually at the core of imperialism, the British or UK imperialism, was genocide, was racism, was all of these ills. And then they want to, we don't have to go far, but what we have seen now with the genocide in Palestine. Mm-hmm. Now when it's happening in Ukraine, now it's like, wow, let's so that hypocrisy,
and they say you steal, but when they steal, they just call it a museum or something. Like there's always
we're going to cover up. We're going to keep it safe in the British Museum. Everything that we've looted from
in the Crown, they even stole our diamonds.
Yeah, okay. But
so can I just say a quick thing? We call the English Souties. Because they've got one foot in South Africa and one foot in England. And it's so wide apart that the other part is hanging in the ocean. That's why it becomes salty. So it's a salty.
What is salty?
It's a salty. Because your private part is in the ocean.
Is in the ocean.
Yeah.
Because you've got one foot in. But
now they're saying, yesterday I heard it and it shocked me. Where's that shirt we had? Yesterday I heard for the first time they're saying the Afrikaner is the new Soutie.
Oh,
because we've got a foot in South Africa and the other foot in America.
So now the penis is
and that made me so angry when I heard that we are the new Souties.
Yeah, because it's been our ammunition against English people forever. Now black people can use it against us.
Now we're like Soutie number 2. Yeah.
So when the
but we're not done with the English.
Say again?
I'm saying we're not done
You're
yet.
You're not
with
done
the
with the English. We've forgiven them for all the camps and stuff.
But that thing that I've heard from many of my black friends is that there's a lack of loyalty. We don't trust them because they've got another passport in the back of their pockets. So even, and this is where Afrikaners are very hostile against the English. They would say when some of these English activists would come and they would say, give back the land to the black or whatever. And then they say, well, that's nice for you. You've got your English passport. You just run there. We are stuck here. We have to come up with a different solution. So very suspicious of these guys talking a nice game, but with all these other passports. And even somebody like Paul O'Sullivan.
Paul O'Sullivan, yes. He's been on the news.
lot of the criticism has been, this guy's not loyal. He's got all these other passports. So that's also a stereotype that's out there.
Just a reminder, there's positive stereotypes. So we're just talking nonsense today. But I would say among white people a little bit, but especially black people, they'll say that English people are better at managing their money. And even in terms of management.
Yeah, they have
like my dad was a farmer and he had the neat farm and everything was perfect. He loved the cows, but he didn't make much money because he worked too hard with his own hands, with his black workers with him, where the English farmer has a perception like managerially manage their affairs so much better, and there's generational wealth and this and this. With us, we also net
and then they have a word called
so
budget.
there's this budget and strategy, and now with internet we're trying to catch them. But there is this, and because all of us are, you're saying no man, but just because you've been studying and you've got like your PhD English. But if you think about it, all of us, we always making excuses for our English. Like this morning you said, I'm tired of speaking perfect English.
Yeah.
Afrikaners will say, no, my Engelse woorde is nou op vir die dag. Like we take pride in our stupidity, both of us, because we're not having the vocab of the English.
But so I wouldn't call stupidity. I wouldn't call stupidity. Go ahead. I just wanted to register that.
There's a perception that in the hierarchy, the English whites are the smartest. And I'm not just talking about black people because you've got your own issues and insecurities, but Afrikaners, we invent many of the negative stereotypes because we feel inferior.
Yeah.
And it's changing a little bit, but English is still the posh thing to do. I'm not talking to people in Cape Town. They like half Souties. But like, so I still think there is a stereotype about a hierarchy of English and Afrikaners. And we fought very hard to change that.
I also wanted to say that many white people, because I would like us also to talk about that. I know we've spoken about the English or the Afrikaner, and now we are busy with English. But I also want us to talk about the whites.
Together.
Yeah, together.
What do we have in common with white English?
Before we got there, I was aware that many Afrikaners, or even English, they don't know that we know that they have issues against each other. And especially the Afrikaner, they feel inferior to English. And therefore, even when you read the history of this country, they'll always say, but we must never be like blacks. Like blacks are down there. Even when they put the government of in 1910, they made sure that blacks are, even though we are in majority.
Yeah, the oppressed becoming the oppressor, and like the way they made us feel, now we had to do it with someone.
Yeah, to others,
Then it's a good question to ask, what is black people doing now to make them feel, who are you oppressing?
Well, I think now we are oppressing maybe the foreigners, especially the black foreigners. We will even call them names, that are very. I just also wanted to tell you something about, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
this is a secret.
Between the three of us.
Yeah. We black people, when we want to solve problems among ourselves, and then we just say, Fagumlungu zabon, meaning.
What's the white you'll see?
Yeah, and then when the white person comes, like Groenewald, and then we have a saying. That's why I'm saying shh.
Yeah, it's a secret.
The expression is Sitlare Samotu Kelekhoa.
The medicine of the black man is the white man.
Yeah, it's a white person.
He hasn't written anything. Now that you say these things, he's taking notes. He's going to put it on his blog.
I told him privately, and then now he appears like a. But it's very sad. But that's what we basically we as black people will work among ourselves about maybe at work. As a Xhosa, I'm their boss, and another black people will not take. But when I'm replaced with umlungu, like as you say, things started to, and then that's where the expression came. So it's sad, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I lived in Mozambique for years in my 20s, and which is where I woke up on many things. A lot of these cultural things is so different in South Africa, but when you group us as whites and blacks and like umlungu, they'll say muzungu.
Yeah.
I was so shocked. Like, I'm the only white guy anywhere to be seen in the middle of a rural Mozambique. And if anything goes wrong, all the black people among each other, and this is in 2000s, and it's not in the old days, then as something goes wrong among themselves, black people would go like this on the skin and say, negro não presta, black can never change. Among themselves. So there's no even... They kicked out the Portuguese, it's theirs. So this the stereotypes, some of it is joke, some of it is false, some of it is bad, some of it is good. But I think the deep, I've never picked up a stereotype where white people among themselves really make jokes and share the stereotype that really assumes black people are smarter than us. And that if only there could be black people, our problems would have been solved. I've never in my life seen an internalized inferiority of any white people towards black people. I've never seen it. So because they always say, racism goes both ways, what.
Yeah,
it's a nonsense story.
It's a nonsense,
I know a black person like you, you were racist and sometimes you are racist.
Yeah.
So you can have issues. But the deep poison of racism, the deep sense of inferiority.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you live in Pretoria, you'll know better than us. Have you ever met white people that deep in their hearts not dislike black people, there's millions of us, but feel deeply inferior in our essence towards black people? Have you met groups like that?
No, I don't think so.
Been in a conversation like that?
Maybe it is interesting in the
except for coming for 100-meter running, the application of the ruler on certain anatomy. There's one or two things where we'll respect you, but
that one we know.
But
why don't you talk about it, but not being explicit, but just being implicit about that?
The vendors.
Yeah.
You wanna stop at this point about the vendors?
Because you are taking us now in a very
no. You must be fair. We are good. You must talk about that stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
So what I just some of the other things that I have to say is that the other criticism that we have against English is that they've got no culture. So on Heritage Day they don't know what to wear. They wear just they wear jackets. And it's also funny in this program that I referenced earlier.
Sorry, you're talking of South African English people struggle with heritage because they're not sure, is it Union Jack or the new South African flag, or are they not beyond that, to be fair to them? Like, wouldn't their heritage now just be the South African flag?
Well, then you question them also in terms of their passports and their rituals and their etc. etc. I mean, we don't have to scrutinize it too much. I'm just saying some of those things. And then I want to jump.
But before you go there, for me, it's not only the English. Even you guys, Afrikaners, white people. That's why I wanted to, because in our eyes, we can go as far as to when you talk about Afrikaans, English, Portuguese, for example, Italians.
The Portuguese we put with the colours.
Yeah, and that's the thing about apartheid. They made white people as if they're one tribe.
Yeah, now the Chinese is with you now, ne?
Yeah, the Chinese are black, and then white people have always been one tribe, and yet we were divided into tribes: Zulu, Xhosa, Pedis, and all that. Yeah. And yet we knew among the Portuguese at this. But I wanted to say about white people in South Africa, they've always used the word culture to black people, and it looks like, even in the West, the word culture is only for black, and unless you use culture in an ideological or in a worldview. But generally, white people are sophisticated; they don't have a culture.
But
and then we are like, when you talk about cultures, those people who are dark, who are black, backward in the continent.
There I must disagree strongly, because I get that what you mean, like we look down on your traditional culture, African culture, everything's bad from the I get that. Your point is valid, but in terms of culture, we would even say in the old days, we came here to civilize you, to bring culture, eating with a knife and fork. But on Heritage Day, we don't all pick out knives and forks and celebrate that we don't eat pap with our hands. But we are very aware, all whites, about culture. And where it gets funny with Afrikaners these days is a lot of our culture is mixed with colored people. So if you're watching and you wanted me to say brown people or color, whatever, Maar, so like Koeksisters or Melktert or Boboti, a lot of our cultural things overlap with the colored or brown communities. And what's funny is the more racist the white person is, the less they would ever want to talk about color and black and white, even in terms of reconciliation. They ignore color and they'll just talk about culture. So culture is a weapon these days.
Yeah.
If I don't want black people with me on holiday,
we say
I'll just say I would like this, like a cultural holiday where I can be free to express my culture. But what I mean is no noisy black person next to me or whatever. So culture has become a code now recently for whiteness and apartness under the name of culture. So even if by chance you would share all my cultural things that I want on that weekend, I still wouldn't really want you there. But so culture, I just want to say, has become very tricky. But I would say we are all proud of our culture. The stereotype is what others say about the English. But maybe next time we say they don't have culture, they'll show us knives and forks and clothing and a tie and a suit. Because you've got all these Afrikaners and black people wearing suits and ties. What nonsense is this?
They would just say that they've been able to...
they're sophisticated.
Their culture is so strong that we live in their culture.
Yeah.
And we talk in their culture
right now. We talk in their culture right
English,
now.
Even English.
So when it's time for them on Heritage Day to dress in anything, they say, you guys are celebrating our heritage every day.
Oh, it's like Women's Day. All the other days are for the men. We don't need a day.
So our heritage is so strong that you guys are living in our heritage every day.
Oh, that's
so
bad.
on this day, it's now you can wear your cute little thingies.
That's amazing. Oh my goodness, nonsense.
Okay, but listen, I just want to get into some black people here as well.
No, but we said the colored because you mentioned
the colored. Okay, sure.
Yeah. We black people. What is it? What is it that you want to say about us? Is there anything weird
about the black people?
Yes.
Well, I think what we can say in general.
We know how to dance.
What we can say in general about
too
black
much
people.
because
we know how to
I'm
sing.
so tired of these TikTok videos. People are using a long drop toilet, but having dance-off competitions and trending and what while you're using a pit toilet. So I must say the worst part of me comes out where I see 13-year-old girls shaking their buttocks and everyone is celebrating. Look at this baby dancing. Like, I know I'm very racist when I say that. I'm confessing. I'm not preaching. Black people dancing to a level. To a level I can respect that you've got rhythm, it's amazing. But
it's stretching it too far.
Which is like, it brings out the worst in me if I can just confess.
So I think
he needs to be.
I think what he's saying is, like if you celebrate, what do you celebrate in a given culture? Do you celebrate the kid who's the fastest? Send me the video of the black kid who's really fast. Send me the video of the black mathematician genius or whatever. Why is dancing getting the most headlines when you are celebrating elements of your culture?
Is it the protest? You don't need anything to dance, so even in the shack.
I don't want to come across to defend, but maybe I shouldn't be defensive. Isn't it? Don't we have time, all of us in our culture, where we have time for celebration?
Yeah.
You only have time for celebration. So what Skalk is saying is,
don't say what Skalk is saying. Johan was very academic and now it's very personal.
Maybe
listen, the conversation now is starting because we were like objectively comparing, but now I gave an example of which really about black culture, which I don't like or respect. And now black people can hate me for it. So that one I'm putting down there. And he's saying, you're great at celebrating, but you're always celebrating. So I think things are now getting nice and spicy. Would you like us to stop and first dance a little bit?
No. I think we should be fair and go all the way. For me, I'm just basically saying if it's time for celebration, we celebrate. And it's not true that all the time most of the time black people are struggling, are poor, it's sad. And when they have that opportunity to let it, it's like, oh man, finally I can, and that's not a justification. And maybe many people don't agree with me, but give us that. I mean, we guys don't have a rhythm.
Let me be a bridge builder, Johan, between you and
maybe that's coming from inferiority, your annoyance of black people.
That's why I said it myself. Therapy,
I'll rather invest in other things anyway. Where the only bridge I can build, because I won't ever enjoy TikTok video. Like my daughter, who's now 9 months old,
There's not allowed to
she
see
shares that TikTok shaking her buttocks up and down.
Yeah.
Baba,
But not
it's
only
over.
that, but you see that's a stereotype.
Whatever she shakes.
But blacks don't only do that when they dance.
I'm telling you the part which I don't like.
Yeah, we must expose you.
But
to other
what
stuff.
I can, I'm just being naughty, but the bridge that I can see, which on a deep note, is I don't dance, I refuse to dance. But I have been making my name dingers in trying to learn to play soccer in townships. And even there, I'll call South African soccer a type of dancing because, firstly, we are too bad at it to win. So the structure, the technical things, we are just useless. But so for me, the soccer is a protest or a celebration. Maybe, and you're playing in the township, you'll never get the opportunity to reach anywhere. So in a way, you've given up, you're suffering.
Yeah.
Now it's my moment to shine. Whether I score a goal or not a big deal. But if I can give you a spaitu or shibobo, that's my form of dancing, showing off.
Yeah.
And for a moment,
I'm
experiencing something outside of my body that gives me fun.
Yeah.
And like with soccer, like that snake move where you can put the ball like that and through your legs. It's a form of dancing because it's useless in a way. I could have just passed there.
Yeah.
So for me, the closest I can get to understanding dancing is expressive soccer.
Yeah.
Where you forgot or embarrass someone and you're playing for fun. That I can do.
Yeah. But wouldn't you say...
I am bad at it. Let me just be clear about that.
But wouldn't you say the same thing that you rather invest your time or money somewhere than black people busy playing soccer and all that? When there's been a history where black people, colonization, apartheid, and all has been, slavery have been pushed aside. So in our little space, it sounds like I hear myself and I feel like, because it sounds like I'm being defensive. But what else would you do when you're locked?
Read.
Yes. I
was once so embarrassed. I got to township and we did a reading competition for the kids. And then the 17, 18-year-old kids couldn't read. And there was a white kid that's 4 years old that could almost read better than the matrics.
Yeah.
And I felt so horrible and ashamed, but we quickly changed it because after the reading competition, we went to play football and then everything was reversed. I'm just being a bit naughty on this because I'm not saying black people don't read and this and that.
Scott, let me tell
part
you.
of it is my racism and part of it is my caring.
Yeah. No,
it's about what is being held up in your culture, what is celebrated.
Exactly.
And I think because what you celebrate is what your young kids aspire to. So maybe that's what you're coming at.
You know what, Skalk, you are right. I don't care what people will say about what I'm about to say. I don't like us as black people. We don't like to read. We can blame the history and all, but you look at the generation of 1976. The Nkgopotsitiro, Steve Biko, and all those people, you know, they were bookworms. They read.
Scholars,
They were scholars. And then today, us as black people, even you look at our politicians. Maskotani, we like to dance and all. Not that to dance is wrong, but when you compare that generation and today, I mean, this year is the 50th anniversary of 1976. From 1976 to now, 2026 is 50 years ago. And you look at most of our black people, young people, you listen, as you said, the way they read, it's appalling, it's disturbing, and it makes me ashamed, you know. And then where I pastor, I push young people to read. I literally say, you sit here and you read, and I listen to them. And some of them, I record them without telling them, and then I'll play it back to them. And then they would be ashamed. One of them was embarrassed, and then he improved his reading. So I agree with you. And then that one must be hammered. It must be hammered, yeah. And we know it doesn't necessarily mean you Africans, you know how to read.
No, some of us are very bad, but then I'll confront my own Afrikaners straight and hard and say, Buta, you want to make babies, but this is your level of reading. I'll be so hard on my own tribe also.
So thanks for again taking us much deeper than we wanted to. one of the things that was illuminating to me is that I also saw black as black. I didn't see different tribes. I didn't see black. I didn't see Zulu. I didn't see Xhosa. I didn't. For me, a black person is a black person. Is a black person. But as soon as you get closer and you see these different shades, some of those stereotypes I find fascinating.
Some is funny for us because we're not in that war.
No, but it's completely ridiculous. Well, I mean, ridiculous. You can make of it what you want, but the Zulu that is considered to be this very stubborn, this very violent, strong type of guy. My 2 boys are obsessed with the Zulus. So they are constantly measuring things like, if an elephant fights 10 lions, who will win? And then the other thing that's always thrown in is, if you've got 30 Zulus against these guys, who will win?
Let's do that. 30 Zulus against 50 Pedis.
Yeah.
Who will win?
Yeah, and I think the Zulus will win the hands down.
He's Xhosa, so he won't tell you the truth anyway about it.
Tell me, what do you think? What do you know or think about Xhosas?
Liars.
Oh no.
That's sorry. And like with everything we're saying today, please understand. We're not saying every Xhosa is a liar.
No,
I'm just saying the stereotype that's out there.
Of course, yeah.
And this is maybe a great example that I can just. It's the last time I'll be deep.
The way,
That's the last time I'll be deep.
Yeah.
The fun part for anyone that's been triggered a million times in this video, the amazing post-woke fun part is when I learned that Xhosas have the stereotype about lying, and let's say Zulus with aggression, then I meet Ayanda and Mtoko, the Zulu men, who's the softest Zulu, the softest men, soft, strong, amazing men in the world that I've seen. Then I take the stereotype of the Zulu and these strong, amazing, soft Zulu men that shatters that. And like with you, who's a Christian and a Xhosa, if someone had to ask me who would I put my money on that they will give me the truth, it would be Trevor Ntlola. Because even if you give him money which he thinks is not clean,
the viewers know that I've paid him for that.
No, but it's just true that you are probably the most honest person with words, with money, with whatever, more than Johan. I trust you. And then it's funny because you're Xhosa. You're Xhosa and this, and then the Xhosa women, people warn me, and but especially there. So there's these stereotypes, and I think the beauty of what we at Betereinders believe and real talk and dialogue is to take the thing. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes I'm a victim of that racism, like I really expect you to lie. But then life and friendship flips it around.
Exactly.
And that's the fantastic part. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop making jokes and say you guys are liars.
Of course, yeah.
And the idea that the stereotype is that the Afrikaners are racist. There are a lot of Afrikaners who I can really say there is very little racism in them.
Yeah.
At least 4 of them.
Yeah, there's very few of us. But the point is that I get to try and change perspectives in my daily life. Like when people are surprised, like, you're a different kind of Afrikaner. So maybe that's the joy, is trying to confuse people when it comes to these stereotypes.
Yeah.
But also, I want to say, there's a reason why the Zulu and the Afrikaner gets along. There's a
stereotypes match.
The stereotypes match. There's a reason why.
What's that chemical called when you aggressive? That chemical for
testosterone.
Testosterone.
Yeah. So, but there's a reason why. If you think of the Afrikaners, the apartheid government and the Zulus, there was sort of a love-hate relationship there. If you think of AfriForum today, they've got lots of delegations and friendliness with the Zulus. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the Afrikaner and the Zulu, there's a lot of similarities.
We must take them to the Robben Island, and the country will be in good place.
If you get rid of the Afrikaners and the Zulus.
And the Zulus,
take them to the Robben Island.
Yes, the Robben Island will be amazing.
We'll fix it. Listen, but again, I'm the whole time tempted to go deeper. Like, I know people talk about Shangans, people who speak Shangaan, and then I learned that they prefer to be called Tsonga.
Tsonga, yeah.
And so as a sign of respect, it's better for me as a non-Shangaan, obviously.
But there are also a group
to
called
say-
Shangaan, you know that?
especially in Mozambique, but in
Yes,
South
yes.
Africa,
Yeah,
Shangaan is
Tsonga,
not
yeah.
one of our
Yeah.
official languages. So, and it's the group that is most despised
Yeah.
and least respected among
Exactly.
black people in
Yeah.
South
And
Africa.
the vendors, those
So
two.
when I make jokes, for example, I'll try and make less jokes about Tsongas or Shangans than of Zulus or
Yeah,
Xhosas, who's got such a proud,
that's a good
dominant
interesting.
history.
Yeah.
And to know which tribe, you don't make fun normally of someone where there's a real problem. Like, let's say you're fat, which you are.
Yeah.
I won't make a joke about
He
it
just did
because
that.
it's yeah.
He just
But-
did that.
But by saying that, I know he's actually fine.
Yeah.
But if he was really fat, I wouldn't make jokes
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. So, and then even making jokes about the strength. So, like, for example, I made people to crack the other day because I was in a full bathroom in the mall. And then there's all the urinals where the men must pee. And then it was full. And I said aloud, why is there only one urinal at the end for the vendors? But it's really the one that's low down for the kids to reach. But I was,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
got it,
everyone knew
Laughing, yeah.
about the joke about
the
the
joke,
vendor. I
yeah,
need that
yeah.
extra space at the
Yeah.
urinal.
Yeah.
So it's making a joke, but it's not really an insult.
Yeah.
It's not like saying, yeah, the British urinal was
Yeah.
lifted higher a little
Yeah.
bit or something.
Yeah.
So I think that I know so many funny stuff, but one must just check, and half the time what I do is inappropriate, and then I just say, I'm sorry, I didn't think you were really going to be angry because I said as a Sotho person you can't go to Durban July because you're going to eat the horses. Like, half the time it's funny, half the time it's not funny.
Yeah.
And then also I like to make these jokes with the person in the room. So I'll tell a Sotho person, oh, are you wearing a car battery with an electric blanket in the winter time?
In winter.
Because it's fun to tease
Yeah.
a Sotho friend. It's
Yeah.
not fun when we're sitting here and we just make fun of Sothos
Yeah.
and what's wrong with them and their
Yeah.
stereotypes.
Yeah.
So
Of course, it assumes that there's an element of some depth of relationship.
yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can build.
outside of relationship. Often people they are triggered, and then they, you know.
I've seen managers at work trying to be cute, and then they get some of these stereotypes and they
yes.
try and use it
Yeah, and then
as
it-
icebreakers, and then
it doesn't
people
work,
just
yeah.
get destroyed,
Exactly.
and it's never the same again.
But the intentions was good.
People try, yeah.
Yeah,
Johan.
but I also think those people must relax a bit because it's something that adds depth and it enhances experience.
Yeah.
So for example, the kind of conversations that I have now when I talk to a black person, it's not like, oh, so you are black, interesting. It is you are vendor. Where are you going to over the weekend? Limpopo. Oh, witchcraft. I've heard things, and it's almost never been negative. Maybe my social cues are just all messed up.
Yeah.
But the point is that to laugh at some of these stereotypes, which we know, like the people in my church who are Venda, who are from Limpopo, who are the best Christians you can imagine. When they say they're going to Limpopo, and I say, I know what that means.
They take it as a joke.
It's always silly because you know that there's something attached to it.
Yeah.
I think some of the others with regards to if you talk about colored people, for example, I always laugh because I think these guys are incredible with their athletic abilities. If you just think of the Cheslin Colbys, the Kirtley Arendse,
Wait for Niekerk, Papa.
Wait for Niekerk. If you think of their population and how they are represented in our sport, they must be punching way above their sort of demographic weight. So incredibly talented when it comes to sport, and
academics.
An academic like Alan Busak, the Reverend.
I'm just teasing him because I'm scared he's just going into a trap and then someone's going to take him out.
Well, the trap is
they've got rhythm at least.
Wade van Niekerk,
and a humour. They also have a deep sense
very
of humour.
funny. But
not after Johan speaks, then they don't think it's funny anymore.
But with Wade van Niekerk, they're good at breaking Olympic records and the laws of the country.
know.
You see, that's his joke. It's
Yeah,
on him.
we are not part of
I'd
it.
rather like to stick to
sorry,
jokes about
I-
Ndebele's eating pap or something.
So sorry. Now I wanted to say what Skulk told me the other day, that they're good at breaking the records.
Before you go there, will we have time? You guys must decide to talk about Americans. I know they're not. They're not part of South Africans, but we are so bombarded. We are so preoccupied with Americans. You know, for example, my favorite radio station is 702. What makes me sick? I hope they are listening to me. Every morning they tell you today is a birthday of Mariah Carey. Today is a birthday of so or someone like in the Western world, and this is a local radio station. They would not even mention the names of local people who are famous. Once in a while, you know.
You know,
but-
Mariah Carey was not Mariah Carey.
Yeah,
Yeah, not Maria.
Marie Carey. So.
Maria is from
So
Switzerland.
I'm not.
Maria
maybe
Carey, the
today we don't
bucket.
have time, but maybe we must dedicate an hour to talk about the American stereotypes. That
Okay, well,
Can
what I can tell you, and I've taken your bait now.
Have you been
is that
there?
you must please have that conversation with your own people, because what I
who has my own people.
black people.
I
So-
miss.
so
You
what
see
I-
now we're going backwards.
Exactly.
Why I say that is if I have to, like, they are Vendas or they are Zulus they've got the best education, they've only been in South Africa their whole lives, okay? So then I'll take them on a tour or something, I'll interact with them and I'll meet Tsepiso Ntlola,
Yeah.
for example, or whatever.
I've never met a Tsepiso and Tlola. No.
And
He's joking.
and then it's how you doing, man? No,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good.
What's up, man?
What's
What's
up,
up,
man? No,
man?
no
Yeah.
problem. Yo,
Yeah.
listen,
Bro? Yeah.
Joe, man, where
Yeah.
are we going?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
this guy has never been to
Yeah,
America.
I know.
And it's the most American accent
Exactly.
that you've ever heard
In the middle of
your
Mozambique.
life.
In the middle of Mozambique.
Yeah.
You've got that. There's a thing that I despise more than stupid dancing, and that is. Now I'm sharing my racism. But if it was a white kid doing it, I'd be more angry. Is when you wear your pants underneath your buttocks.
I know. Yeah.
My barber does that. I know you'll never listen to this.
And then
but
your baba is black or white?
black, and he plays like this gangster American
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
And I go there just because that's the one group I haven't learned to love yet.
Yeah.
Not the Americans, South African Americans. So while he's cutting my hair, I'm like looking the whole time like, dude, there's your pants, there's your buttocks, there's your belt. It's like I'm just not getting over it. And I know I sound like a grandfather, and then the music is the most vulgar
Yeah.
hip hop about smashing this and smashing that. So that American culture that I understand again, because it's out of slavery and it's standing up.
Yeah,
and
it's social media
rebellion,
that's
it's
dominated by-
and all we used to be in chains, now we're wearing chains. Like, I understand it's all part of liberation, but my goodness, please get on with
I
the
hear you.
liberation. So
I
that
hear you.
So it's
I hear
not.
you. I hear you.
So,
So
so
then
that obsession with America
Yeah.
is not the potential white manager at 702. That's the only problem. Like, that obsession with America and American music and the same culture, calling each other the N-word the whole time.
Yeah.
So this has happened a couple of times when I was called in. So it's the school and it's a group of friends, and there's a white guy in the group of friends, but they're really friends. And then now everybody stops when they talk to each other. It's like, hey, my N-word, hey, my N, and they sort of talking because that's the rap music.
Yeah.
And now this white guy who's really not the biggest in
he's
the group,
with them, yeah.
he's with them. He
says it.
lower on the food chain, and he talks to his friends. Hey, and then there's all of a sudden a problem. To me, that like just importing some of these Americanisms, it's just so annoying.
Yeah, but we also, even you white people, you also love America. You love the Western world.
The movies
No
and
wonder,
stuff.
no wonder you were up for going to America.
Yeah,
And
we're
then-
not going to go into the... we know you want to catch us with...
No.
with
I'm just
refugeeism.
saying. No, that's a small example. But generally,
I don't want to say, for me personally, I respect America in terms of efficiency. When I've been there, like, everything works. You don't lock up anything. It's fantastic. The popcorn's expensive, but things work. So I like the country a lot because my stereotype was that they are very loud, and I wouldn't like them.
Yeah.
And I've been all over the United States and Canada. That's the funny ones. It's snowing, but the girls wear short skirts in Canada. But in America, what I found there, I actually liked almost everyone I met. But
I was also so disappointed.
Before I went, I thought they're loud and I would hate them. But I actually liked them when I was there. But when they come here, I don't like them that much.
Yeah.
But then this freedom culture, I just want to say all these things I understand, because Black Americans were, I think, for many people, are the only ones that's that dominant, assertive, excellent. I'm driving a Bentley like the British. My Bentley can bounce up and down. So that excess, I also understand why very poor Africans would look up to African American music and culture, because like I've been in the middle of Mozambique in the game reserve. It's the poorest place on the planet.
And then you hear
the one barefooted little kid was wearing a t-shirt, Young Money, Cash Money, Billionaire. There's no power in town. There's no water in town. But Young Money, Cash Money, Billionaire is there.
Yeah.
I just want to show you how colonized you are. We are talking about South African tribes.
But I've not finished about...
We're talking about South African tribes. And you said, let's talk about the Americans. So they managed to work their way in, even when we are talking about...
But why did he ask that? Maybe we must ask
No. It's because scared? I was saying... No. I was saying we are so preoccupied by the Americans, not only South Africans, I mean globally. You go to Europe, they worship America and all that. But for me, when the example that you gave, which I agree with you about the Black people in this country, young people, you worship Americanism. But I would just also say, but white people, I mean, for example, when you say the world, when white people say the world, they don't mean the world as 228 countries or 190, depend on the list that you use. They mean the top 20 countries which happen to be in the West, you know. And then the example they gave, I'm talking about my stereotype of white people. When they talk about things that they aspire, I think their value is always in the West. You know, it's almost, they like most of the time when I'm angry with my white friends, I will say, when it suits you, you are Europeans. Westerners. When it doesn't suit you, you are Africans. And then and sometimes can be the opposite. So regarding the whole thing about Americans is like also a number of white South Africans. If there was no stigma attached to this Afrikaners going to America, many of them would have gone. You know.
But Trevor,
many will still go, by the way.
Sorry?
Many will still go.
Yeah.
But it's not of worship. I think it's more pragmatic that people don't worship America, they consume America. It's a product it's like McDonald's, literally. It just works. It's quick, it works. It's horrible and unhealthy, but it works. So I think the consumption
and also
is
with
so
blacks,
smart.
With blacks,
But also, if you look at the immigration numbers of Black South Africans who have immigrated abroad, they go to Europe. They go to Canada, America. Yeah. They do not go to China. They do not go to Russia. They do not go to Kenya. Yeah. They do not go to Ethiopia.
Somalia.
Yeah. They do not go to Somalia. Yeah. They go to those places, and then one must ask yourself why. Yeah. So it's whatever it is. It's not one dimensional.
Yeah.
But let's come back home because this chat about Europe
like your friend.
What I like. What I've heard the other day, and apparently there are very sensitive people that Skulk is worried about. But the one thing that I've heard recently that I find very interesting is that when it comes to the Bapedi, the women are very annoyed with their men because they are all in love with their mothers. There's a line, Bulma.
No, come on. You must learn how to pronounce this. We're learning how to speak English with
teach us.
Yes, I'm trying to do that.
Okay, but teach us. I've never heard of this.
Bomma.
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 It's the place where you braai at around a circle.
Oh, Bomma. Oh,
No, it's not that
no,
one.
no, not.
What is Bomma?
Okay, so-
Bomma is.
But have you heard
mothers.
the stereotype? Have
Yeah,
you
no,
heard-
I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you
I
have to
haven't
look
heard.
at
Please
the
tell
end of
me.
the month. The cars that are going to Limpopo usually we refer to the Bapedis because that's a Pedis expression.
But
Bomma
what-
is
what-
mothers. Mother is mother-in-law.
So they're too attached to their
Mother-in-law.
moms.
Yeah. That's what you said.
Does
yeah.
it lead to
And
Stabaniism?
No,
nothing like that.
No.
So
Bomma, it's your like the stereotype is that like I as Trevor, I'll be more close to my mom than my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sorry. Earlier on, I said,
But that can be a
the
problem.
in-laws. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I've heard it
yeah.
associated with Malema as well.
Well,
That
I
he's
don't
got a serious case of the bomb.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is funny.
Something about the Tswanas.
They're
That I-
stingy. We believe that they're stingy.
Because they're
Stingy.
saving money to buy expensive clothes.
Or whatever, I don't know. But that's
they-
a
they
That's
like
stereotype.
to
what
dress
I've
up.
got
They're
about
stingy.
Tswanas.
That they're
Is
stingy, yeah.
stingy because the money must go to clothing.
Yeah.
I've got that they are small people and they can't work properly because they're too small. They can't pick things up.
This is coming from Afrikaner.
He's always
vaste
he's got an issue with
voorstelle.
the Botswanas, yeah.
No, I like that.
I haven't heard that.
You
I've
haven't
just
heard
heard
that?
about the fashion
Is it?
and not much else, ne? And then sometimes because many Tswanas, but I don't know, looks a little
I
bit.
mean, you have to look at the
Bushmanish.
history
Yeah.
of you have to look at the history of this country, like the formation or the origination of ANC. Most of the guys from there were Botswanas.
No. Oh, well, maybe
like-
formation,
like,
but they didn't very much move to the Eastern Cape.
Yeah, but,
But the
it's a
origin
debate.
was the
It's a debate
like
that
Plaatjies and
exactly.
you're talking about those generations.
Oh, interesting.
exactly.
Yeah, so we mustn't
Uh,
underestimate
yeah.
them. Maybe
Yeah.
they're small because they were
Actually,
just reading.
Actually, the guy that you introduced me to, you remember the guy in Bloemfontein, that professor? He was the short one. He was writing a book about. He's a Motswana and he's also short.
I
He's writing a
remember him.
book about the origin of ANC because
Oh, wow.
the narrative is that the ANC started in KZN by who's that guy? Not Lutuli.
ZK Matthews.
No. Sorry,
He's just saying all the
I'm
names
just saying
that he
names
knows.
that I know.
yeah.
Mandela.
I feel
Zuma.
bad that I forgot. But this guy, he's just disputing that. I don't know. I must push him to check. So he brings Sorplachi and all those people. Yeah.
So the Tswanas, you say it's fashion. You say stingy.
Just in my personal experience, ne? This is now something amazing.
I like
Trevor.
it.
You're gonna love me again. I'm repenting. As much as I hate that sexualized American shake your ass dancing,
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time in places like Uppington, Babalelu, and when there are Tswana kids in their traditional attire, doing their traditional dances, like it look like meerkats, like and
Yeah,
very
yes,
fast
yes,
and,
yes.
and so cute, and the expressions
Yeah.
on the boys' faces. I can sit for hours
And watch that.
and watch basically the dancing from all tribes across this South Africa, all the cultures.
Yeah. That's not
have
the ass.
these
shaking.
amazing
The pedis with
dancing.
the wedding dances with the
and the things around your feet, like all
Oh,
over
yes,
the country.
yes,
I
yeah.
love the traditional dances. So I'm not against dancing.
Yes.
I'm against dancing, which looks to me like a advertisement for prostitution.
Yeah.
That's the dancing I'm against. But
Yeah. But
so-
it's not
but like-
generally among
Yo,
black people,
Tswana-
just few.
Tswana
yeah.
people can
but there are
dance.
these pedi ladies that I drive past so regularly. I think they are domestic workers, and then in the afternoon, they practice their dancing.
Yeah.
But I'm talking day after day after day, and they've got these gloves, and they do this.
But is it the church that
They
maybe
do
you're
this
looking
thing?
at, or what?
No, it's on the side of the road. They meet each other there, and they do these dancing. And I've been to a few Bapedi weddings, and I see these ladies walking in with their dancing.
Why are you laughing, Trevor?
You
Why are
don't-
you laughing?
You don't recognize that.
No.
Maybe they wanted a lift, so you were like, Mercy. They were like, yeah, you won. We know you. Stop. And you're like, oh, you're dancing.
You know what I've heard about Ndebele? Now I can't imagine.
So
that this-
he's having fun on us. He's just picking us one by one. And
He's got his little Epstein book there,
My
and he's
Epstein-
reading all his
Yes,
My
you
list.
see,
secrets out of his
you see,
list.
that's another thing I should have said about white people and Epstein. You know, say.
Yeah, we write down our sins.
Okay, so let me summarize.
Oh, the guy
so
that
what
what I wanted to say was Pixley Kaseme. You remember?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who is
Yeah.
seen as the founder of ANC, and then there's another debate that no, it was that before. But anyway,
Okay, yeah. Thanks for going off topic, Trevor. So the so what I've heard about Ndebeles, which is such a bizarre one, is that they are the only ones drinking cherry coke.
Thinking what?
Cherry Coke.
So apparently there's a brand of coke.
I know
called
Cherry Coke.
Yeah.
And apparently the Ndebeles.
What I know about Ndebele is they like pop and
Yeah.
peaches on pop and pop on bread and pop on pop and anything. We think we all eat pop, but not like them. And then, sorry, just something we're forgetting today is we've got stereotypical tribes people, like stereotypical.
Should have gone to women
like,
and men.
And like in the Beles, we've got Esther, is it Matlangu? Am I saying it
Oh
wrong?
yeah, the one who
The
does
artist.
the artist,
She's
yeah.
even drawing the BMWs for the Germans.
Yes, and the aeroplane. Yeah.
So when people think Ndebele, they might think about those patterns and the art on the
Wow,
houses. So some of the
beautiful,
stereotypes
yeah.
is we typically Betereinders, we're choosing all the bad things because it's funny and no one talks about it. But if you want to Google Ndebele, you're gonna get the art, you're gonna get the Gogo Esther
And cherry coke.
and cherry coke and pop on bread with peaches. As a Xhosa, have you also like what's the difference between their pop and your pop, or you with Mushu and
Yeah,
what-
yeah.
Oh, the other thing about Xhosas is that you guys love money, especially the women. So there's a big stereotype. Like
unlike all the rest of us who never likes money.
Yeah.
White people don't
I've
like
got-
money. Yeah, it's only
We like
when
land.
I was single, my black friends would say, "Johan, you can get yourself any black woman except the Xhosa women. They're gonna go for your money." Have you never heard that?
No, because you never had money.
Oh, because you
No,
never
I
had
mean
money.
that was the least of my problems. Was going for.
Because a woman would be welcome with you. There's nothing to take.
There's nothing to yeah. So
No, that is
that's-
a huge stereotype, and not just the stereotypes. Some of my best friends have been victim to this Xhosa woman, especially.
And
if
Xhosa
it's
women are feisty. I mean, they're tough.
Yeah,
So what
Yeah.
men works best with Xhosa women? Is it Xhosa men or Zulu men? Or
Repeat the question.
if Xhosa women are so dangerous, which tribes men stereotypically will work best with Xhosa women?
I need to think about that. Yeah.
So basically, no one should marry them.
No,
Because you're not giving me an
no
answer.
comment.
No comment. This is deep.
Yo.
Yeah,
So I'm touching a nerve. I'm touching a nerve.
You're saying I'm being diplomatic. Like
No, I'm
No,
asking. Like, are we talking rubbish or are we touching a nerve?
No, I've heard those stereotypes, and then because we're talking stereotypes here, it's true. I've heard that.
Okay.
I've been
But have you experienced it?
no, not myself.
Okay, but then why are you so poor the whole time? Unless you've encountered Xhosa women.
You've been
Taking rubbish,
Xhosa-ized.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you have in your little book?
My Epstein book. No, I'm coming to an end here.
White
But-
women, maybe another time.
No, geez, yeah, please.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll end with this. So there are two stories. Well, the one is a friend of mine recently went to Kenya because he grew up there. But there was a small Afrikaner population that lived in Kenya at one point, and there was even a Reformed church there, etc., etc. And they went back, and they are very old now, and so we're talking many decades ago, and they had this very nostalgic moment, seeing the ruins of the church, seeing the ruins of some of the houses or whatever, and it was just sort of, brought back memories, etc. And the guy who was showing them around actually grew up under some of these Afrikaners and knew some Afrikaans. And it's just so spiritual, this whole experience for them. And they say, so what is it that you remember? Do you still remember some Afrikaans? Yeah. I remember one line. And they say, what is it? Please share it with us. And it was, Maak gou jou
Oh,
so the guy says,
say it in English, yeah.
be fast, you shit.
Oh no.
After 30 or 60 years.
More than that.
That's all he remembered from the mission station.
Yeah, we also know Afrikaner
way.
word that is common among black people. You know that. Futsak.
Yeah.
But I thought that there's so much. There's a PhD in that line of
Maak gou jou.
yeah.
You can at least say maak gou jou klein. Then it's all much nicer.
And so this is what he remembers, and I've been, and this is sort of a stereotype about the Afrikaners and where it's clashed with many black people and in my daily life, and it's so funny. So when I come to a boom or whatever, and there's a security gate, and then I say, sorry, where's the BP? Where's that office? And then the black person would just say, hello, how are you?
Hello, sir.
But in the moment I would know
to say that.
I am being schooled. I am being schooled right there. Like this lady is educating me now, big time. And this notion of us being rude, like you greet somebody.
Exactly. I just want to say after that, how are you? No, I'm fine. Where's the BP? And then as you're about to drive off, they're like, yeah, thank you. Even me, I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Like I didn't ask.
And then it happened with my mom the other day. Like we're going to the hospital now. Obviously,
you forgot to ask your mom, how are you?
No, man. My mom is in the hospital and not in the hospital. She's driving to the hospital. We have to visit somebody there, and this lady is, hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. And I go back and I said, you realize that you've been scowled in the most sophisticated way. You've been educated. She said, no, like, let's just, when we go back, we can just ask forgiveness there. But to me, that white people always being in a hurry and being perceived as rude in the process, or maybe just being rude in the process. And the black person with the time to greet, to say hi, how are you, to sawubona, I see you. Yeah. So to me, that is...
Do you know, before you close, this is one of the things that I'm proud being an African, is that because it's not only white people living in a world that is in a hurry. You know, we've been taught that doesn't matter what happened. You greet and then you show respect, especially the elders. So for me, it's what you just pointed out. And then it's seen as being rude when you don't do that, because you are actually using people for your own. Like you want information, you want this and this from me, but you don't treat me as a human being.
Which is part of your suspicion of the English, because they call the adults by their names.
Exactly. But the point I wanted to before is that in Sesotho, the word for white person, I don't know you know that, in Sesotho.
You shout.
No, this in Sesotho, when you say a white person, ka Sesotho, ke lekgowa.
Yeah.
Lekgowa. It comes from a verb, ho khwa, to spit. Ho khwa. And then, so the lekgowa is the one who spits.
The one who spits.
The one who looks down, the one who's contemptuous, the one who's disdainful. The one who doesn't treat others as a human being. So when Skull come and visit me and I introduce him to my mom, I'm going to say, Mom, my mom's name is Puling. So I say, Mom Puling, Skulk has say lekgowa ke motho, meaning Skulk is not a lekgowa, the one who spit, but he's a human being. And then I will mention his name. So, but generally, all white people in the eyes of black people are the ones who spit, who are arrogant, who don't know what a human being is. And for those who think I just made it up, this is documented, because people like especially white people say, why is it written in the black middle class? It is written, it's documented.
There's an artist, not Kop. He can sing in Sotho, and he was called Lekgowa. Do you know this? It's not Kop. He's fluent.
Yeah.
And he was known as Lekgowa, and there wasn't money in the industry, so then he became an Afrikaner, and Afrikaans is groot en die beurs is groter. So Snotkop was Lekgowa, which is funny with that style of singing, spitting. I wonder if you know the story.
But later, as we went into democracy, the meaning started to change. For example, I can talk about my black boss and say umlungwam or Lekgowa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it doesn't have the same meaning, you know. but originally it was like that.
Guys, we have to wrap up. This thing has gone on way too long. But there are obviously a lot of stereotypes to unpack.
Yeah,
I sincerely hope that
no one was offended.
No, everyone will be offended. My hope is that you'll be offended and have a friend from the offending tribe and chat and drink through it. That's my hope.
Okay, well, let's end with that.
Hoi hoi.
Sure,